And it's something that's always sort of like massive to me. Like, I think it's literally until the day I die, I'll travel and get tattooed. That's all I want to do. I just want to travel and tattoo. Like, I've always said to Emma, it's like, we always have like really morbid conversations about how like, if you could die one way, how would it be? Maybe I'd love to just be in the middle of someone's chest piece. Just done.
Yeah.
That's how I want to go. Just in the middle of tattooing.
Die literally doing what's so
die. I want to work conventions all over the world. I want to travel to a bunch of different tattoo shops, get to know loads of different people. You know, I mean, that's how you learn, man. You meet different artists, you're like, oh, they do that differently. Me, how do you do that? Yeah. Let me try that. But like, no one realizes, man, like, there's different types of tattoo artists. Like, you have the tattoo artist that just wants to do it for a quick buck, like a quick bit of money. You have a tattoo artist that loves their art and craft. Then you have ones that actually devote their fucking life to it.
Yeah.
And I never used to be one of those people, but in the sort of last year, I've very much became one of those people. I do very traditional, different, like, style, like, so because my style, literally, like, the drawings are done, like, as mad as it sounds, traditional art is just recycled art. It's all recycled, so, like, all of my flash, everything comes from drawings that were done between, like, 50 to 100 years ago. Yeah, so it all comes from, like the founding fathers of traditional tattooing, really, like the likes of like Sailor Jerry, Philadelphia Eddie. I like to go back like literally to like 17th, 18th century and look at like where tattoos were first discovered, man. Like, I did it for my dissertation at uni.
That's so sick.
Yeah, like, I looked into how tattoos were looked upon centuries ago compared to how they're looked upon now. And like, I got to like delve into, like, mate, I found out so much shit that I just didn't know. Like, tattooing was only actually made legal in Japan like 12 years ago. Like, I think when last year I was looking, like, there was an article released, I don't know how true it is because it was fucking Google, but like, there's an article released that says that now in the world, 1 in 3 people have a tattoo.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's a lot of fucking people.
Yeah.
And I think eventually, like, it's gonna have to be this thing of like, there shouldn't be any sort of biased opinions for tattoos unless they're offensive. Like,
yeah.
I 100% agree that, like, if you're walking down the street and you see someone in a Nazi symbol tattooed, you're going to not think they're a good person.
Yeah, 100%.
But I've seen people walk down the street with face tattoos, neck tattoos, that are the nicest fucking people. And it's just like, I just think it needs to be stop being so judgmental. I need to be in a modern shop. Like, yes, I'm a very traditional tattoo artist, but you don't share traditional views.
The traditional art versus the traditional views.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, and I just think, like, for fuck's sake, like, it's 2021, man. Like, why are people still that small-minded?
It's incredible.
It blows me away. Like, again, I think I'm very, very lucky to come from, like, my grandma and granddad that raised me, like, super, super ahead of their time. And I'm so lucky for that. Like, my nana and granddad both have gay best friends. Like, my godfather is gay. Yeah. Nicest guy ever. I've grown up around him. Yeah. And his husband, so I think from a young age I was always taught that love is love.
Exactly.
And I think in the industry right now, there is a lot of hate speech, there's a lot of sexism, not as much as it used to be, but there's a lot. And I think the main thing right now in the industry is abuse of power, man. Yeah. A lot of like creepy artists asking for favours and that thing of like, well, I'm better than you because I'm a tattoo artist. Fucking bullshit, man. We're not rock stars. We're a person that's doing a service. Yeah. Like, we're doing a service to you. You're doing us a service by paying us. And I just think that, like, if you're gonna use that position of power to be a creep or even to like make someone feel bad about themselves, yeah, you're a fucking shit person. You shouldn't be doing it. You shouldn't be doing it. Like, at the end of the day, like the whole reason I tattoo is I want that person to leave being like, holy shit, I have a cool piece of artwork, and that makes me feel better about that part of my body. Yeah. And I want that person to leave and look at it and have good memories of the tattoo. Like, think back and go, you know what, that was a lovely experience. I don't want that person leaving going, holy shit, I felt uncomfortable throughout that entire tattoo. Yeah.
Yeah. A celebrity, he was so handsome, right? And I was like, I need to go and deliver his dinner. but I was finished before dinner time. So it comes out the restaurant, Kerry Katona's only sitting with her daughter, Lily.
Bloody hell.
Right, and then guess who else was there? Tinchy Strider.
Oh, he just played a festival in Newcastle, hasn't he?
Yeah, he was in, and then, my favourite, guess who I bumped into? Dick and Don. Can you remember
Oh,
Dick
that's
and Don?
amazing.
They used to show bogies and stuff like in the Horror Henry movie. They were in, I was totally starstruck. And then, have you seen the Big Weekender before? Just, everywhere I was looking, there was just celebrities. I was like, this is great. But they went last night, they went the other day.
That's mad.
That.
Honestly, like the thing that sticks with it are the people. Like,
Yeah.
it's like one of the things that like I love and hate about tattooing. Like, I love sitting down and talking to someone. Like, it's fucking great, and it sucks when you get like really sad stories.
Yeah.
Like, they're the two contradictory things. Like, you can either leave being like, oh, it was such a good conversation. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so happy, or leaving and being like, shit, that was rough.
Yeah.
100%. Yes, people see it as like, as much as it sounds like a form of therapy. Yeah. It is like a form of therapy. You like open up and talk to this person and know that it's someone that you more than likely don't know, and you know that there's no judgment. You're getting tattooed, then you leave.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to go back. Most people do come back. It's nice. You know what I mean? It's cool when someone comes back. Like, oh, you made me feel so comfortable that I come back.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking sick. Do you know what I mean? It's really cool. Yeah, you get like little stories that stick with you, man. Like, there's always one that sticks with me when I was like really, really early in my apprenticeship. I must have done about 2 or 3 tattoos, and I had an old guy come in, and my friend was like, "I've got no space. I'm so sorry, we're fully booked." And at the time, like, I was only taking like the odd little tattoo, so I was like, "Oh, I'm not sure I want to tattoo today. Like, I want to just draw." And he was like, "Oh, like, can this kid not do it?" And I was just like, "What do you want?"
Yeah.
I was like, "What do you want?" And it was like a little semicolon. And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, and I sat down with him and I was like, oh, like, what's the crack, dude? Like, you know, like, little semicolon, blah, blah. And he was like, yeah. He was like, do you mind if I chat to you about, like, what it's about? And I was like, no, of course. Like, I was like, is it about suicide awareness? Like, I've got a lot of friends that have them done. And he was like, yeah. It's, like, all about that. And I was like, all right, like, and he went on to tell me basically that, like, the reason he got it done is his 17-year-old son killed himself. Like 8 months prior, his 17-year-old son, like, hung himself and he found him. Him and his 13-year-old son found him, and then his 13-year-old son couldn't deal with the grief of losing his brother, so his 13-year-old son overdosed and died. So then he was just left by himself, and he said he was like, I've contemplated suicide, I've contemplated doing this, I've contemplated doing that, and he was like, and this is my way of like putting it to bed. And I was like, shit. And I remember like going home, and for a good week I was like, I can't tell you.
Yeah.
Like, that really, really like fucked with me and stayed with me, and it still to this day, like, it proper stays with you. Like, and the stories are like, yeah, it sucked to hear it, but he came back 2 weeks later saying how good he felt about it, and I was like, I'm glad that I could do that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I imagine that pop at the other back of your knee was not fun.
No, it was not. I knew exactly where it was. Soon as you put it in, I thought, I knew where it was.
It is like anywhere that's up here. All your tendons are here.
Right, so wait there. What did you say about putting like? Are you putting like shading right up here?
A little bit.
Try not to go too far up.
No, it's not going to be like much. When I say shading, it's literally going to be like
just like a tiny little bit.
And it's literally here. It will literally be like dum, dum.
Yeah.
Like, it'll be like one touch of shading. It's literally going to be like one tiny little bit of red.
Lovely.
But
Oh, look how neat that is, man.
there we go.
Oh,
Yeah, and then I'm going to get a nice thin liner out. I've met a lot of really fucking cool tattoo artists that have unfortunately passed away at really young ages from suicide, depression, like drug overdoses, things like that, everything that's big in the tattoo world. I've met a lot of people that have unfortunately went through that and died, and I've had business cards from them, art prints from them, and I threw them away, just being like, well, it's just a piece of paper. Like, to me, like, it's just a business card. Like, when am I going to need that? I'm not going to get tattooed them from Brazil. Throw it away. Now I look at that and I'm like, shit, that was a piece of history. I've just thrown away a piece of history of that person that died. Nothing gets thrown away now.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, literally, man, like, I'll show you myself.
Hell yeah.
Like, this is a folder of every tattoo stencil I've done over the last 2 years since I've been at Shy Burns.
Really?
Every single one of them in here and here. So this is by year. So that was my first few months of Shy Burns. That's this year so far.
Crikey.
Yeah, they got kept. Like, and then again, like I said, like, I'm literally throwing nothing away. So business cards from every tattoo artist I've met over the last couple of months.
That's so sick.
Like, I'll not throw any of them away, and I'm going to collect and collect and collect. Like, these are all artists that inspire me. Do you know what I mean? Like, again, like this dude, that's from like like Louisiana, like sent over for me. It's just things like that, like
sick.
stuff like that. These are all guys that have built tattoo machines for me. Not to mention you've got like the likes of like Beth and Joe and all that
Yeah.
in here. Like, yes, I work with them every day, but
It's
it's the people around you that inspire you. Like, come through, check it out. We're getting there.
Like,
You look nice and relaxed.
I've never sleep.
Fall asleep.
I've been up so early.
Oh. Always a good sign if you can fall
Been at work
asleep.
since 5 this morning and came straight here.
And I've been awake. I'm like, sleep wasn't off. I'm like, let's go sleep.
Right, Jim, I think we're done.
This one's done.
Yeah. Yeah, happy with that.
Yes.
Check it out, see what you think.
Oh, Jamie, I love it. Unreal.
Nice and simple, yeah.
Yes, just how I wanted it.
Like, and it's just, I'm one of those people that, like, I'm always sought after, like, doing better. And I think that's the way you need to be as an artist. You need to constantly be involved in, like, until you can create your own mark, you're not doing it right.
Yeah.